The rule in my company is if anybody is going to do anything, can AI do it? That's the first thing you want to think about. Your board of directors is your 7 people that you admire for different specific things. Mrs. Alakija, Pastor Ibukun Awosika, Pastor Joshua Selman, Femi Otedola, Pastor Tunde Bakare, Dangote, Rockefeller. Based on what they have put out there, let me get AI to draw from all their materials and build a brain for each of them. And then bring all of those brains together, and that becomes my board of directors. I've built businesses with AI. The risk, the money, and the time that it will normally take you to build a business is no longer required as much now with AI. The app that I built, if I was going to build it traditionally, even to just validate, I would have to spend maybe 10,000, 12,000 to get a software developer who will build an MVP for me to demo and validate. But with AI, I needed a $29.99 subscription. So what you will see happening is that people will start to fire entire departments, keep 3 people who can function with AI agents. There is nothing we can do to change it. The moment ChatGPT launched in 2022, there was no pulling that back.
First, are you okay with the reality that a lot of people will lose their jobs to AI?
Am I okay with it?
Hi, Lola.
Hi, Dumebi.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm well. Thank you for coming. I know that you could have sent an AI to me.
I look forward to the moment where I can do that. Like, let me clone myself.
Yeah, you could have sent your AI to him, but you're here and you showed up. But I'm so glad that you're here. And I've told you before, but you're someone that I definitely look up to. You inspire me. And I haven't known you for so long. I think I found out about you when you hosted an AI summit in Dallas last year. And the feedback, my husband actually went for it. And he's like, oh, there's this girl, and it was really good. You should check her out. And I started following you, and I was blown away, not because there's something you're saying that I haven't heard, but I think for me, your voice, there's so many people in this AI space, but your voice is very relatable. I can see myself in you. You're Black, you're immigrant, you're Nigerian, I'm assuming.
I'm Nigerian confirmation.
Yeah, and you have a non-tech background, and here you are winning AI awards in Dallas, being a best-selling author of an AI book, and you even said it yourself that the last 1 year has been like 10 years compressed in one. So we'll talk about AI, but I want to know what got you to this point where you're like, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to change my life, and I'm going to do this. So we'll get into AI, but I want us to start from there. What was your life before then? Like, what was the last 1 year before then? And what propelled you to say, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here and all the kind things that you just said. I hear the truth in it, because sometimes people say these things and it's supposed to be an ego trip. And I try to block ego trips out of myself. So thank you for the truth in your words. Now, to your question, if I had known that, if I really sat down and planned, there was no plan. I had no plan. I didn't say that today I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, lead. This is my goal, to become an AI expert or to be awarded AI. I didn't have a goal like that. There was a moment, so let's fast forward or rewind to 2 years ago.
Okay.
I was in a space where I was doing well professionally. I had a great job. I was making money. I was traveling, buying designer bags, the things that, girly girls want to do. I was living the dream, and it got to a moment where I felt like I was shrunk. So when, especially as Black people, you don't moisturize your skin for days. I felt something was missing.
Wow. And
I was depressed. I was confused. I was going through other things in my personal life at the same time. And that was what drove me really to that very just down state. And I've always felt a pulling that there's something that I'm supposed to do on this earth. Like there's something I was created for. But at that moment, there was nothing I was doing that felt like this is the path towards that, or this is the way you are going to accomplish that. And so in the midst of that depression or confusion, I told myself, if you die today without figuring this thing that you've, because there are some people, I feel like people are different, right? There are some people that they have, I believe everyone has a core. There's something that your core longs for. For me, I had to sit down and be honest with myself. Like I need to find that core. And it was God, or it is God for me. So I got to a place where I told myself, like, I need to figure this out. I've always been dabbling in and out of church, dabbling in and out of God. But every time I felt myself in, like, I was praying well and I was doing the right things, I felt me. So I had to find what me is. And for me, I know everybody else has their own thought process, their own. For me, you know how it is where you have siblings and everybody can do everything, but that you, when you do your own, is you that they will catch, is you that they will spank. For me, it was God. I cannot exist well. I feel like every time I'm in the presence of God, I feel great. And I'm praying well, I feel great, I feel moisturized, to use that word. Yeah. When I withdraw myself, it shows in the way even I speak normal conversations. I literally cannot function. And so I got to the place where, okay, I was quiet for like a year. Nobody heard from me. I was just like if you look at my Instagram, you see that before 2024, there was like a gap. Nobody really heard from me. I was quiet. I sat with myself, though. I have a friend that lived like 1 minute walk away from me. Didn't see me throughout that year. I was just withdrawn in myself, like, what is going on? What do I need to do? And I just stayed in that moment, and out of that moment burst different things. So when I found myself like discovering God, asking questions, finding myself, finding my peace, out of that now came this, let me try this. And every time I tried AI, I tried something new with AI, I felt excited. I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do. And I just continued and everything just kept happening.
That's powerful. All the research I did, I didn't find that. But
see, so I have to say that more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's powerful. So what was that process? Like, were you still going to work? So you were still functioning. You were not just seeing your friends.
No, yes, of course. I work remotely.
Okay.
So that makes it easier to hide. So basically my triangle was home, church, home. Basically, is that even a triangle or a line? So it was basically like I go to church, I come back home. That's it. That was the only thing. I work inside my house. So I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't going out. Not because I wanted to X myself from the world. I was just in a place where there had to be, I was not comfortable internally. And like I said, there was a huge, not financial, but personal crisis that I was going through at the same time. So that already like depressed me a lot. And then just the fact that besides that, like even internally, I don't feel okay. So all of those questions just brought me to this moment where I was like, okay, I have to be honest with myself. I don't know where I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I have a video that I recorded as a message to myself in that moment where it was like, I know that there's something better. I don't know what it is. But today is the day that I begin to find out. And so I feel like everyone who is, because I've had different bouts of, you're having, not different bouts, that makes me sound like a crazy person. But I've had a season where I was going through a depression and anxiety, like the real, like every time I went out, I felt like there was a dark cloud, all of that.
Yeah.
And, I came out of that. This was not the same thing. This was not, I was depressed in the sense where I felt a dark cloud. This was like deep sadness and emptiness. I was just tired and I was just dragging myself. And so finding God and being led to that AI space is what poured life back into me.
Wow. Tell me about finding AI. So I imagine that period you're going to work, you're going to church, you're praying, maybe you're fasting. Are ideas coming to you? Are you journaling? Are you like...
So how did AI come
Right,
about?
how did you find AI?
So it was, first of all, at work. Okay. So I work in a Fortune 500 company, very heady space, very smart people. So the teams that I was in charge of at that time, they were, because I worked as a project manager at the time. And so the teams that I was working with, the project started involving AI. And so they would start to, use some AI terms. And at first, I would just, I'll go Google something. Or after work, I'll take notes and I'll go read up on it so I can get up to date. But then one day I was just laying down. I was laying down on my bed. I was looking up at the ceiling. I don't know if it was night or morning. Days were just rolling into each other. And it was like I heard a thought comment like, how about you just look into this AI thing that people are looking into? And I was like, okay. So I looked at a course so I could have at least an AI certification as a project manager. There's a CPM AI certification. So I was like, okay, let me look into that. Maybe I can add that to my resume. Honestly, AI is coming for all of our jobs, but maybe if I have a certification, at least I'll survive a little bit. That was the intention. So when I did the first course, I was just excited. I had not been excited in a long time. Matter of fact, I was going to be a criminal lawyer. So that's why I studied criminology and criminal justice. When I was studying criminology, I would wake up at odd hours, reading, studying, I was a beast in that. That was what excited me. I felt that same excitement when I was studying AI. And so I just kept studying because I was excited. I would wake up at 4 a.m. so I can study between 4 and 6 or 7 before work begins. And so that excitement became passion, and that's how it happened. So one thing, it was really it still is like a cascading domino. I'm just finding it out. Something even now is like I'm building something, and I start getting sucked into it. I have to pull myself out, like you're doing this research thing again. So it just came from excitement and curiosity.
So do you think that this is it for you?
For now, today, yes. I say that because the way my life has unfolded, it has not been, my plans have not really gone the way that I wrote it down. But this one is not my plan. So perhaps this is it.
This is God's plan?
Yeah. Oh, yes. There is absolutely no way it's not normal. The things that has happened to me, the things that I have achieved in the past 1 year, 18 months, it's literally not normal. Even the people that I have met, the way people I just met them yesterday and they're like, okay, I'll do this is for you. I'm like, it's not normal. So this is all God and me just saying, yes, sir. Yeah.
Well done. I'm so proud of the work that you do. I work in an AI space, but again, I see the passion. I see the relatability. I remember joining one of your courses where I think you were teaching something else. I don't know if you talked about it or you shared your board of director, your AI board of director, and I saw, I think, Apostle Joshua Selman. I don't remember the names now, but some powerful figures. I'm just like, okay, this girl is not doing AI for work. This is AI for my whole life. This is deeper. I want to know more about this. I use AI work, but she's using AI to change her life, and I want to know more about it. And so I started following you. I signed up for the webinar you hosted. I joined your group. I see how you just say, guys, I just did this thing, sharing it with you. It's pure passion. It's pure information, right? And even your non-profit, is it a non-profit, Vibe Code Africa?
Yeah,
so let's talk about Vibe Code Africa. Tell me about Vibe Code Africa. Where did that come from?
So in one of these days, when I was researching, one of my the tools, the course said we should build something. I built it and it clicked to me like, if I can build this for this, let me try to build a tool for writing user stories, because at the time, about user stories, those things, they're like, maybe 6 or 9 months prior, I had to write 150 user stories in 1 week. That week is like the hell of my life professionally. But anyways, if you don't know anything about user stories, it's basically like like writing features from the lens of a user for like a huge, software thing. And so I tried to build an application or a tool that would automatically help write user stories. So I'll just tell it and it will write it. And I was able to successfully build it. And this is me, that I don't know how to code. Like, I tried it once, I ran away. So like when I saw what happened, like that happened. Okay, I continued developing it. I showed it to people. People actually said they liked it. So I'm like, wait. So if that means if I invest my time and invest my money and start getting the right people, I could literally build a company, a SaaS software, and it really will be an organization, a whole company. So I was like, pause. It started taking me to like apply AI to different sectors or different things. So AI applied to me changes me from non-technical project manager climbing the corporate ladder to founder, and all of these things. What if we apply it to different sectors? Because I've always wanted to do something for Africa. I've always wanted to contribute in some way for Africa. But I don't talk about things I don't know how to fix. Like you would not catch me in a conversation on a podcast talking about anything if I can't fix the problem. And so I found a way to. I said, what if I bring different people who are just like me? They want to do something for Africa, whether they are technical or not. We can give this vibe coding tool, because that's how I built that app. I vibe coded it. We can give this vibe coding tool our ideas, and it builds different solutions that we can actually give to people without waiting for the government to say yes or no. That was it. That was the idea. But it was still an idea. For me, and it started as a mission. It never was, we just do this once and go. It was always a mission. I just didn't know it would happen immediately. I thought maybe next year, the year after or something. Until, I was just saying it out loud. My best friend, Simisola, was in my living room, and I was like, this really nice idea came about. And she was listening to me. Now, Simisola does branding and marketing for like Paris Fashion Week. Vogue. I would never ask. It did not even cross my mind to ask her because I can't afford that. Right? So, she was just listening to me and she was like, I can help you with this. I was like, I know that's your job, but guy, I don't have money. So she was like, well, I'll support you. I can hear the passion in your voice. I feel like that we've been friends at the time for 10 years, and that just shows basically how, this was just inspired by God. But that crested her in my heart forever. But anyways, fast forward to everything. So I started sharing it with people, shared it with my sister. My sister was like, okay, I'll cook for you. I'll cook for the event. My sister is a caterer. So
you started as the summit. The Dallas Summit was the first.
Yes. Was the first thing that we did ever. So I just started telling people were like, okay, I will help in this way. I'll attend. Different people pulled their weight, and eventually, that day we were even scared. Like I started, somewhere in the back of my mind, consoling myself, okay, maybe if only 20 people show up, that'll be fine. It's not bad. But it just kept happening, and then all of a sudden I saw a line by the door. I'm like, 100 people actually came for this thing. So that's basically how Vibe Code Africa was born. And when that happened, we couldn't stop there. It was like the community forced itself to happen. People wanted to keep building, keep meeting, and we can't say we are doing something for Africa and not actually do it in Africa. So right. That's how that.
How did that day make you feel? Like when you went home, what was that feeling like?
So the night before, a few days before, maybe we were at 40-something tickets.
Okay.
And I told God, I was like, God, the plan was 100. So the night, right at midnight before I slept, the 100th ticket came in.
So it literally in a couple hours?
Yes. So the midnight of October 4th. It happened October 4th, maybe let's say we started at 10 or 12, I think. We started at 12. So basically 12 a.m. October 4th, the 100th ticket came in. By the time I woke up, we had maybe 108 or 110 or something. So when I got back home, I dropped out of school in 2016. Today I have double bachelor's or double master's. But just sitting down and just seeing that I'm somebody that I don't know. I just never imagined that people would actually listen to me, and how did I feel? Honestly, I'm using so many words because I cannot describe how I felt. It was just very humbling. It wasn't really a we did it moment, or we did, because once again, if it was a goal, then it was a wow, so this is possible. I think that's what it is. It was a wow, this is possible. So
I'm surprised to hear that, because it looked like you already had it figured out from the outside, right? I'm surprised to hear that was the first anything. It's not like, oh, I'm going to build a business, I'm going to do this. Then for the first event, we're going to get people to see that just happened like that, and you had your family and friends rally around you. I think that's very powerful. But you're very confident. When I look at you, why did you have that doubt? Again, I'm just curious, because you have a great job, you lead teams, you have the charisma, you've built an app, you have the brain to put this thing together. Why was that doubt still there? Like, why did you still feel like that?
I think, honestly, because of things, I would say maybe things that I had done in the past that made it look like I wasn't qualified for this role. Like, okay, maybe this person knows about me, or this person knows, and it's like, yeah, because I left Dallas at some point, right? I lived in Miami for a while. And so, there was that, maybe people know me as something else. And now it's like, okay, now it's just because I've transformation. I think maybe that's why me and AI, we go along together. Because transformation is one thing that I have done in my own life a lot of times. Like, I've refined and redefined and transformed myself several times. So in this transformation, I hadn't yet come out to the world. This was basically my, the crystallizing of, I had Piper going on, but with Piper,
and Piper is the project management.
Yeah, the project management tool. And so I had Piper going on, but with Piper, it was more, I didn't need to rally people, because really what I needed was organizations and maybe founders. But for this one, this is me physically, presently pulling people together. The doubts just came from, I didn't think I could do it. I just didn't think people would listen to me. I didn't think I had the command that would make people. There are people that you hear and you're like, this person is here, I will go. I didn't think I was that person. Yeah. Why? Like I said, it's because of okay, all the things I didn't know. All the things that I didn't know, and all the things that I had done wrong. So those things just kept playing like, okay, what if they ask you a question about this? Do you know? You're not a software engineer. Who said that you are the one that should be leading this kind of thing? Or what if somebody now looks like that girl? I know that girl now that, and there were people who came there who knew me from, college days or whatever days, and they walked up to me and spoke to me with the respect I had never, so even though that happened, it was still in place. It still worked out. It worked out for my good.
I kind of get where I understand what you're talking about, but I think that is your unique selling point, right? And that's why I'm drawn to you. Because I see all these AI people, right? It's like, computer science degree, you've done this, you've done that, and I respect them, right? But I'm drawn to you. You are the relatable voice, because I can see myself in you. There's so many things I don't know, but out of all these things I don't know, I've been able to use AI to put this thing I know and build something out of it. So I think that's why, personally, I'm drawn to you, and I believe so many other people, because you've shown that you don't have to know everything to build something, right?
Yeah.
There's AI, and you use what you know to build what you want to see. And I'm sure that where you started from is not where you are right now, right? You've transformed yourself. So I want to know, how have you gone from that person that day to now being a best-selling author and winning the AI Innovation
AI 75
Innovation Award in Dallas? How how have you gone from that person to this person? Is it continuous learning? Did you have to work on your confidence? Is it getting a mentor? I just want to know, what has the journey been from that day in, you said May, was it May? Vibe Code?
There's a lot of days.
No, Vibe Code Africa.
The Vibe Code Africa event happened October 4th, 2025.
Literally less than a year? Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, okay. You mentioned something about AI Board of Directors, and if you don't mind, I just want to tell people what that is. I have a big goal. If I tell you my goal right now, I have a very big goal now. And so I wanted to say, okay, just like you said, with AI, there are things that I don't know that I can basically draw now. Traditionally, when we went to school, at least when I went to college, if you wanted to research something, you go to the college library, you look up something, you read the material, and then you start looking for what points you want to, what do you call it now? Reference, your references.
Right. True.
With AI now, you can literally just type it up and Wole Soyinka will appear and a book that he has written. You don't have to go to the library to look for a book anymore. So all of these people's books, and if not their books, then their words, their speeches are online. These are people that if I had a moment with Mrs. Alakija or Pastor Ibukun Awosika, I would sit down there and draw. Even them, they will know that somebody has drawn from them. Somebody has been here. So I was like, okay, based on, I don't have access to them now, just right now, but based on what they have put out there, let me get AI to draw from all their materials and build a brain for each of them. And then bring all of those brains together, and that becomes my board of directors. So your board of directors is your 7 people that you admire for different specific things. Okay. Apostle Joshua Selman was there because he is one preacher who I feel like has a holistic view. So he's a preacher, he's a leader, and his penchant for excellence in the way his team operates. So he's not just a man of God. You can see that strategy, you can see all of that, and truly his teachings are deep as well. So he was there. I had not Tony Elumelu, but Femi Otedola. I had him there because for him, I see, like that, there's this, African entrepreneur mindset, larger than life personality. So I picked all of those people. I can't remember now off the top of my head the names of the people that are there, but I had them. I had my father, Pastor Tunde Bakare, on there. So all of these people pulling their mindsets together. And then sometimes when I want to make a decision, I go into the board of directors and say, okay, this is what I want to do. There's a financial analyst there. Dangote, I believe, is there. Most of them are African, to just stay true to my roots. I think I have John D. Rockefeller there as well. So people and I just, ask a question, and then I see from each of their points of view. Pastor Ibukun Awosika is also there. Each of their points of view, what would they say? What would they do? And then the holistic capture of everything. So that's what an AI board of directors is. Then I lost your question.
Yeah, I was saying, how did you get to that day when you hosted that event where you felt like you weren't qualified to who you are now? Okay. With all of these awards and accolades.
I just kept going. So funny story is that the day I received the award, I was late for the ceremony because I was working. So basically after that event, I figured my work begins. So I was like, okay, now I owe people. That's how I think about Vibe Code Africa. Now I owe people. I've made all these promises. So I wasn't thinking about it myself and everything. We made all these promises. We've seen all of this, that I've made these people who are on their own see what is possible with AI. Now I have to. So I just kept working. The book, somebody actually approached me. Honestly, for most of these things, people would just come and slide into my DM. And then, I get asked how did they, I guess also by constantly posting myself out there. So I post on LinkedIn almost every weekday. Sometimes I take breaks, on Friday I didn't post because I was I'm tired. But I do that not because of anything. I don't know. Of course, I want to feed people information. I'm excited if I learn something, I want to share it. But also, it brings visibility. And I have a visibility from LinkedIn that I haven't had before. Maybe because LinkedIn is more of writing, Instagram, Reels, all of that. Mm-hmm. I'm figuring it out. But LinkedIn, you write your post, you post one picture, you're good. And so that worked for me. And so constantly putting myself out there, sharing what I knew and allowing people to see what I know was what drew people to me. And so the author, the person who brought together the book, because it's a co-authored book, mm-hmm. Reached out to me. So I thought about it. I was like, yes, the award, a person that I met on LinkedIn said he was going to recommended me for the award and said, I should apply. And the person he recommended me to said, I know her. Let me meet her. And so it was just, yeah. So that's how all of that came together. I guess visibility, putting yourself out there, mm-hmm. and doing the work, because it's not just about showing, I know all of this, but mm-hmm. when they get there, is there substance?
Tell me about doing the work. How do you do the work? Are you doing courses, or are you thoroughly a self-learner? You just throw yourself in there and try to figure it out?
So I'm about to actually take a course, but I would say both, because now the way things move, there is God as a factor. Mm-hmm. And then there is me, who has to carry out all of these things physically. Okay. So I move at the speed, I always say I move at the speed of 10 people, because I truly practice what I preach. I do have this AI agents. I run an AI automations agency. AI agents are working in my AI automations agency. So I'm able to delegate different things. On my phone, I have my AI chief of staff on my WhatsApp. So I'm able to tell it. I can tell
on
it
your
right
WhatsApp?
now, on my WhatsApp.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm teaching how to do it on June 12th. So I'm able to tell it, I can tell it, for instance, now build me a website, and it will do it. I just need to tell it what the website is for. It will do it. By the time I get home, I have my website ready for me. So the time that I would have taken to build or even vibe code that website, mm-hmm. is no longer there. So doing the work has to do with working fast, mm-hmm. working smart. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to use AI in my own businesses. And as I do that, I'm learning. So when I wanted to use AI more, I started to figure out how can I build an AI agent? Me trying to figure out how to use it for myself made mm-hmm. me learn. Me using it for myself made me better. Mm-hmm. And so you always have to, with AI, you always have to apply practically. If you don't apply to where you will see the benefits, mm-hmm. it would be something that you just learn and it's acquiring dust. But once you start the rule in my company is, if anybody is going to do anything, can AI do it? That's the first thing you want to think about. So this podcast, how did I prepare for it? I basically told Claude, through you gave me some prep notes. I threw that into Claude and said, okay, help me prepare for this podcast. Ask me 10 questions, one at a time, and let me answer it. And so ask me a question, I record a voice note, brain dump, and send it to it. And then I digested all of that into Notebook LM, created a podcast from it, listened to the podcast of my own self. So it's like, I didn't need to spend, a whole day or whatever, because I'm very meticulous. When I'm going to speak, I don't want to embarrass myself with my family leaders. So I get ready. So I didn't have to do all of that. I just quick. In 2 hours, I was done. Yeah.
So you're a Claude girl, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, unapologetically so. But I would not trade my ChatGPT either. ChatGPT, I feel like they're going to, except they do like a very mysterious turnaround comeback. I think mm-hmm. they're leaning now towards like image generation. You can't really beat ChatGPT for like holistic image generation. Mm-hmm. So, but for like Claude, for I guess anything that has to do with intelligence and text, mm-hmm. Claude is mine. And then there's Perplexity. My highest subscription is actually with Perplexity.
Really?
Yes.
I use Claude, I use Gemini, I use ChatGPT, not Perplexity. So tell me, what am I missing from not using Perplexity?
So Perplexity has an AI as well. It has a browser of its own. So you know how Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, it has its own browser called Comet. And Comet has an AI assistant on the browser. So I know Google has its own and all of these, but none of them is like Comet, because with Comet, you can basically tell it, I can tell Comet to help me fix something on a specific website I'm building. Comet to take over my screen, do that fixing while I'm working on something else. So it's able to, I could tell it, I can tell it that you open my LinkedIn and say, okay, I don't even need to open my LinkedIn. As long as I'm logged in, I'll tell it to go on my LinkedIn and find 20 people talking about AI today and write comments to their posts.
For real?
It will do it while I'm doing something else or I'm chilling, whatever. So that's why Comet is.
I cannot wait to learn from you. So I'm going to join the class on, when is it?
June 12th. So I have
June 12th.
a free one is happening next Friday or this Friday. And then, but the one for June 12th, it's paid. It's a very low fee because it's our first one as Vibe with Africa. But we're building AI agents. That one. And I feel like the world is leaning towards, at least corporately, we're leaning towards AI agent orchestration. So what you see happening is that people will start to fire, and we're already seeing it, people will start to fire entire departments, keep 3 people who can function with AI agents. So the goal here is to help people understand how to use those agents, how to build them, how to leverage them, so that you can be one of the 3 people that stayed behind. And even with business owners, where I just talked about my own AI agents now, I can tell my assistant to go through my email and respond to somebody, and it will actually send the response. I don't need to go into my email to do that. So business owners too, how can you use AI agents for, your content creation and all of those kind of tasks, not just content creation, but like invoicing, financial stuff and all of that. So yeah, that's what the course.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sponsor 2 people to your course. So if you're watching this and you would like to join that course, I'll put the information, but just tell me in the comments why you want to join the course, why you think it will benefit you, and then I'll pick 2 people at random. And I would also be joining because I need the agents in my WhatsApp. Like, yeah.
Yes, that one is pretty cool. When I figured out how to do it, I was like, whoa,
yeah.
It's simple.
So let's talk about, first, are you okay with the reality that a lot of people will lose their jobs to AI?
Am I okay with it? No, of course I'm not okay with it. Because it doesn't just affect the individual, their families, right? So no, I'm not okay with it. Even
though you're a strong advocate for the use of AI?
Yes. And that is because I'm not okay with it, but it's a situation of what can I do about it? This is what I can do about it. I can learn and I can teach people as fast as possible. So remember when I told you I don't talk about things that I can't fix? The problem is AI is going to take everybody's job and what have you. What is the solution? The solution is learning it so that you either become the trainer or the person who is the whiz at AI, that you and AI, and the beautiful part is, this is industry agnostic. There are 2 sides to it, maybe even more than 2 sides. There's the goodness that AI can bring, a new industry. We have, for instance, even when computers came into play, there were roles that didn't exist, or they existed in a different way. Now, a lot of roles became abolished, but even with that, as people kept building with computers, lots of industries kept opening up. So that definitely will happen. We will redefine. Humans are more resilient than that. I think we should give ourselves more credit. But then there is the bad side, which is, of course, the daily reality of people who are losing their job today, who don't have food to put on their table today. What can they do? I don't have all the money in the world or the power in the world to solve that problem. But I can advise that you take that tool, that AI that took your job, and you use it to create opportunities for yourself. How? Number one, like I said, once you learn it, you can teach it.
Okay.
So you training people is a way to, gain income. Number two, if you get all of this, everybody now is looking for an AI something, or on your, on the ask that they are putting out there. You want to be a project manager, they'll say, you can use LLMs or what have you. You make sure that you are using those tools in the way that, as a professional, let's say you're a project manager, because that's what I'm akin to, or that's what I know how to do. Let's say you're a project manager. You have a list of tasks that you normally do that would probably spend 2 days or what have you on it. Now you and AI are doing this thing together. You tell AI to write this budget, or this is of course you're not going to. For most companies, they don't want you to give. They won't sanction that. So you mask your company's data. You work for company X. You tell AI you work for company A. The amount is X. You tell AI the amount is B. Something like that, just to get, and then you are able to get all of that and use it to make yourself the indispensable employee. You can also build a business. I've built businesses with AI because now the risk, the money, and the time that it would normally take you to build a business is no longer required as much now with AI. So the app that I built, Piper, if I was going to build it traditionally, even to just validate, I would have to spend maybe 10,000, 12,000 to get a software developer who will build an MVP for me to demo and validate. But with AI, I needed a $29.99 subscription. Built it by myself and showed people, like, this is the concept. Would you pay for this? They said yes. Now I can now say, okay, I'll hire a software engineer. So the risk, the time, the money, you can save it. And so it goes on and on.
Yeah. You've touched on my next question, which is, how can someone who is afraid of losing their job, or someone who has lost their job, or someone who is in a place that they're feeling lost, how can they use AI to change their life, and most especially make an income and build wealth? What is the first place that this person will start from?
It should always be practicality.
Okay.
So the first place you want to start from is, what do I know today?
Okay.
Where I started from was project management. I knew project management. I knew the problem in project management. And I said, this one, I know a lot of us have this problem. How can I use AI to solve this problem? So for any individual, whether you're a business owner, whether you're whatever you are, find a problem that you know personally. Somebody said this, a mentor of mine said this. He works in the food industry, in the restaurant industry. It didn't make sense at the time, but he said, make sure you don't go into a business that you don't know how to do. So if whatever happens and everything collapses and you are left by yourself, if I'm not a mechanic, I think I heard it from someone recently on social media. If I'm not a mechanic and I start a mechanics workshop, if my best employee says, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm opening my own shop, what do? I have to close down because I'm reliant on them. Right. So with AI, it's the same mindset. Find something that you know how to do, and then use AI to explore how you can replicate yourself in that thing. Whether you can replicate your whole skill or parts of your skill, which is the best advice. Parts of your skill. So as a project manager, you say, okay, for this one, budget analysis, I build an agent that does that. So before you know, you're building an AI agent team of one whole project manager, and you can sell that to different companies and say, okay, I have an AI team that will help you with project management. I just give somebody a business idea right there.
It still seems very, I hear you, but it still seems very complex in my head, right? Like, okay, I'm just here struggling to put food on my table. Okay, I'm going to learn. Do I use ChatGPT? Do I use Claude? Okay, I'm going to start with Claude, and then I'll learn it and then build an agent, and then I'll go sell it, and then I'll market. Have you made money from any of?
So I had to close Piper because I had Piper, I had Vibe Code Africa growing at the same time, and I was like, I have to pick one.
Okay.
And Vibe with Africa, people are already tied to it. I feel like I would be assassinated if I ever say that. Mm-hmm. So I chose to let Piper go, even if it pained me really deeply, because there was a lot of sacrifice and the first thing I built. So I had to let Piper go to focus on Vibe with Africa. And now I have an AI automations agency, which basically is me building AI for other people. So yes, I have made money by building AI for other people. I've also made money by speaking about AI. So the first way I would say is, number one, of course, I already talked about training, but maybe not everybody is designed to be a trainer. The second way is by building too. So learn enough to build. And when we say build, I feel like the fact that AI is a child of technology makes all of those terms sound, scary to those of us who are not in the tech world. And honestly, the people in the naming convention, they are not doing a good job, because prompt engineering, it's literally communication.
I think it's deliberate to make this, to name it this fancy way. So that
why did you ever put engineering there? Why? So I think it's so. As you were speaking, I was basically feeling the overwhelm myself. I think the first thing you want to do is communicate. We talked about prompting being communicate with your whatever LLM you're using, ChatGPT or Claude. I always tell people, if you have a human trainer, you might be thinking, this person is probably going to look at me and think I'm stupid. Because sometimes you've asked a lot of questions, like, okay, I don't want to ask more questions again. Let's now say I listen to this podcast, I'm like, this Lola girl, she just dropped a lot of things. Okay, what are AI agents? ChatGPT is going to tell you what AI agents are. Then you say, this thing that you just mentioned, let's say, okay, ChatGPT says something like, AI agents are things that you give a goal to. When you give them that goal, the AI agent can perform all the tasks. You don't need to spell out the task for it. It will perform all the tasks. You're not like, okay, so how are they tangible? How does somebody build one? Explain to me. This is, you are calling AI agent. What exactly? Then you get the explanation of, actually, you can build an AI agent inside of ChatGPT simply by telling it, I want to build an AI agent. So I think I have a video on it coming out very soon, because it's like, when we hear AI agent, me personally, when first time I thought it was like an actual robot, that robots are AI agents, but they are not. It's literally something, all these things we call custom GPTs or skills in Claude, those are agents, because they have they know what they are supposed to do. They are going to do one thing, they are going to do it well for you. That is an agent. So anyone can really build an AI agent.
So I have 3 boys. Okay. I work a full-time job. I have a business. I started this podcast. I barely sleep at night. I feel like I'm underusing AI right now. So how can I use AI to take the overwhelm from me? What would you advise would be the first step for me to feel less overwhelmed?
Do you want to try it now?
Sure.
Let's do it now. So you use ChatGPT, right?
I have both.
You have both. Which one do you use the most?
Claude.
Okay. So go to your Claude. You have it on your phone, right? So go to your Claude and click on your chat. Before you click on Claude chat. Before you click on the mic, think about all the things that you're doing and what your one priority is for right now. Then basically tell Claude you are overwhelmed.
Okay.
You have all of these things going on. This is your priority. Let it help you put structure, putting that one priority at the top, and then lining up everything else after that priority, and give you a structured list in order of priority. So basically, that's what you're going to do.
You want me to do this now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a confession now.
It's a confession. You don't have to tell us everything. Just tell us the things that are, cameraable.
So click on my Claude, tap on the mic. I actually got this mic tip from one of the webinars of yours that I joined.
Yeah.
And I just be talking to Claude, and my husband was like, who are you talking to? Claude. Hi, Claude. I've been feeling overwhelmed lately. I like to do so many things, but lately I'm finding myself not getting enough sleep. I'm tired. So all the things that I'm doing right now, I'm going to list them, and I'm not sure which one is priority to me, but maybe I can figure it out or you can help me figure it out. But I want to build my relationship with God. I feel like I don't pray enough. Want to continue to be a present mom for my kids. I feel like we can definitely eat better, maybe have a better food timetable. My job also, I want to stay on top of it. I want to even be ahead so that maybe I can get a promotion in the next 6 months to 1 year. But I'm very passionate about this podcast too, and I want it to grow. I want to get credible guests, and just the time it takes me to research guests and put together the emails, it does take a lot of time. So I also have a business on the side, so you can see that I'm doing a lot for a girl with not 24 hours because I like to sleep. So how can you help me put all of these things and, ask me 3 powerful questions to help me identify my priority?
Ask me one at a time.
Ask me the questions one at a time.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
I've seen you do this where you said you built like a roadmap and then you're having it check on you.
Oh, yes.
Like monitor the progress,
yes.
right? So I feel like with these things, we can do it, but we'll leave it in the chat. And if I don't come back to it, like 3 months time, I will still be where I am now. So how can I take it from chat to actually implement it in my life so that in 3 months time, I see progress? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that is where that's where the whole agent that lives on WhatsApp comes in. So for instance, now my agent sent me a message this morning and says, you have your agent to send you a message. I opened the message, it gave me my list of unfinished tasks here that I haven't done. So if you have something like that, look at it. So this was it. It was like sent to you. You have a message.
I'm blown away by the integration with WhatsApp.
Yes.
Wow.
You can use it on iMessage or Telegram or anything like that. So basically, if we build this and you build your dashboard, you can basically feed your dashboard to your agent and then just tell your agent that every day, at the end of every day, let it ask you for a report or like a recap of your day. 9 p.m. every day, give me a recap so that it can help you tick the box and remind me in the mornings, like your assistant.
Nice. My assistant's going to be shaking as she watches this podcast. So Claude says, first I just want to say what you're describing isn't a character flaw, it's
all of that pep talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time management flaw. But it says, here's the first. If you only protect 3 of these things over the next 6 months and the others had to run on good enough or pause entirely, what 3 would you refuse to let sleep? Don't want to optimize. Okay. I think I can put relationships as one category. So my relationship with God, my spouse, and my family. The next thing will be my job. And the third thing will be this podcast.
He's giving professional therapy episode.
Yeah, but this is while Claude is thinking, is asking me more. Oh, I said ask me questions
3.
one. Oh,
one at a time.
One at a
so
time.
That when you give it, because it gives you a list of questions, then it's like, okay, you're answering all 3 questions. But when you give it one answer, it now has more information. So the next question is not redundant. The next question,
That's a solid tip, because I would just say ask me all the questions and then it will give you the question and you just tap. But this is kind of building on the girl. Okay, it says when you picture actually pulling back on the podcast and the business, letting them go quiet for a season or move at a half speed, what is the first feeling that rises up? Relief, grief, fear, guilt, or something else? I would say guilt, because I feel like this is more than me, and I'm letting people down if I pull back on this. So I'll say guilt. I mean, I'll sleep better, so maybe some relief, but I'll say mostly guilt.
You know what? Whenever I do any kind of AI, when I work with AI executives, one of the first things that I ask them is, and almost always, as of right now, I'm still at 100%. every time I ask them what do they want to do with AI, they give this answer. By the time we're done with the consultation, it's a entirely different thing that they want to do. I had somebody who wanted to be like an AI program manager start talking about a barbershop at the end of the consultation.
So tell me about your business is called Nard. Nard Consulting.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Basically, so what we do is we do anything that has to do with building automations for your business. So you want to use AI to make your business go faster, to make more income. So voice AI, AI for content creation, AI for operations, like any kind of this whole system that I'm talking about, building different agents within your organization to check on things, your own virtual assistant, all of that, all of those situations or all of those use cases can be built or automated. So we have that. We also have, so my speaking platform is also on Nard AI.
Nard AI.
Yes. We have training. So we train organizations. Some people, they want to train their staff. The thing is, and I respect organizations that do that, after embedding AI in their systems, then they want to train their staff to use the AI that they've embedded in their system. So at the end of the day, at least they give them a chance to be able to learn and use. Then if you now decide that you're not going to learn to use the new systems, then of course that's on you. So that's Nard AI, and the spirit behind it is basically, like I said, to use AI. I think if I would say the theme of everything I do is basically using AI as a catalyst for transformation to build wealth, honestly, because it's wealth that my literal name means creation of wealth. So to focus on building wealth. So whether I'm doing it with Vibe Code Africa, with Nard AI, personally, everything is focusing on helping businesses build wealth, helping myself, my family build wealth, helping Africans and allies build wealth using AI. So, Nard AI, I've heard some interesting use cases. People merging businesses, people starting businesses, people having different, this little thing is irking me. How can I use AI to solve it? So,
yeah, well done.
Thank
you.
Do
your clients, customers find you mostly on LinkedIn? Is that where they find you?
Mostly on LinkedIn. My very first client found me on Instagram though. That was funny because I was just goofing around. I had built this automation that basically qualifies your lead. So what the automation does is when people reach out to you, it qualifies them if they are a lead that you want to talk to, then calls them. So the AI will call them and the AI voice sounds like, if I pray for you, it just sounds like a human. So, takes notes, then gives you I spoke to this person, this is what, they want. Here is a draft of a proposal for you to send to that person. You review it. If you thumbs it up, the AI will send the proposal, book a call with the person, and then you can meet the client. And that was what they saw. Then that was not exactly what they wanted, but they asked me if I could build. I believe what did they want? They wanted an AI that they had lead generation taken care of. So there's an AI that would find leads. Then once the leads are found, the AI is able to reach out to each of the leads, and then whatever the leads say, then take it from there.
Oh my God, Claude said she's deflecting with humor. About
you see why Claude is it?
Oh my God. Yeah, I like Claude because it's a thought partner. It's very comprehensive.
Yeah. With my AI board of directors, I've put something in there where I said, this is my goal for 2026. If I bring anything to you that does not take me to that goal, immediately no. You needed to hear the kind of no's. And it will give its thought process why. And after you think about it, you'll be like...
So I have that problem where... God is delivering me. I call it shiny. It's not shiny object syndrome, but I'm very, I don't remember the word, but I have ideas. Yeah.
I like to start things.
Yeah, I like to start things. I like the excitement, but obviously I don't finish everything. So I'm in a season where I'm really asking myself questions like, what is really important to you at the end of it all, right? What is really important to you? And I'm stripping off things, that will not move the needle, or that don't bring me joy. They don't get me to where I want to go. So maybe I can try that exercise and define, this is my end goal. If I bring anything that is not working,
or that's not that goal. Yes.
I'm gonna go into rapid fire questions.
Okay.
While Claude is building files. This is not rapid fire, but I ask everyone that comes on the show, and you've kind of touched on it, but what does building wealth mean to you?
Building wealth means that I can take care of my parents, that taking care of them does not in any way, like I can spoil them. Let me not say, not just taking care of them, that I can spoil them.
Are you your firstborn?
No, my firstborn is happy that I think this way. She's like, you're my retirement plan. But that's my family, honestly, my family, that I can provide the platform when it comes to money, connections, visibility, that my parents, my siblings, the children that I will have will be able to come up to me and say, or they would have a dream, and I'm able to support them in every way that is needed to support them, or at least get them started. So I feel like that's wealth. And then personally, that I'm doing what I enjoy. And obviously, I enjoy I enjoy speaking. Funny enough, I'm always nervous to do it, but when I'm on the stage, I feel like I'm home. I enjoy speaking. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy showing people things. I feel like that, all this. I enjoy doing that. But right now there's a lot that I have to do. I still have to build. So if I'm able to pay people to build entirely, I have a team of engineers. But if I didn't have to do it myself, and they all just focus on it, and I have all the visibility and everything that I need to, be relevant enough to speak in all those spaces and teach all those people. That's it. There are dollar amounts here and there, but everything that I've said right now, it's not possible to do without money.
Definitely.
So for me, wealth is not, just money. It's like I have money, I can sleep, and I'm at peace. And my mom complains, and I'm like, Mom, here, take this and go to Dubai. That's what wealth is for me.
I love that. You seem like you have a very close-knit family, and I've seen you post your family on Instagram before. How do they feel about all of this? Were they surprised? Were they excited? What was their reaction?
I don't know if anything about me can surprise my family. I'm the one. It's always, if you tell my mom has 4 kids. I have 3 siblings, right? If you tell my mom, one of your kids did this unbelievable. One of your kids went skydiving.
Really?
Yeah. It's one anything. Just ask her to guess. Unbelievable. This is the one. But it was fun. Now my dad is using AI to build because he's a videographer. He's into movie production. He's using AI to build videos, and he's always like, last Sunday he basically kidnapped me and made me do something, but he builds his videos right now and all of that. So they are excited that I found my thing. They are supportive as much as possible. My mom, will call me and, how can we do this, So they are very supportive. My other dad, Pastor Bakare, called me yesterday or 2 days ago, was telling me that AI is going to take people's jobs, that he's not looking for a job. So it's me and my generation that are going to suffer. So I'm like, everybody's interested. Everybody, asks questions. It's exciting. So right now, at least I have that my goal of wealth. As of today, it comes in the form of knowledge. But I would like it to come in the form of other resources as well. So at least in knowledge, I'm there, and then more things will come.
You also mentioned connections. I feel like you have some of those too, right? Pastor Bakare is a very popular figure. I don't know if you knew him way back or as a result of this. Your summit in Abuja, you had Miss Abike there. These are big boys and girls. Are you saying that this has only happened because of the work that you've been doing with AI?
Yes. So the season I met Pastor Bakare, God brought him there, because if he wasn't there at that season, at that moment, I would have made a bad decision. I wouldn't have had the courage to make a decision that I needed to make to help me move. So everything was divinely orchestrated with Honorable Abike Dabiri. It was, somebody said, oh, we're doing a brunch in Silicon Valley for Africans. Honorable Dabiri is coming. Do you know anybody that is in the AI space that can fit? And somebody that I spoke at her event in June of last year was like, oh yeah, I know this girl. And, sent me a message, and that's how I got there, and we got talking, and so everything has just been, yes, during this work for Pastor Bakare, it's different. It's really, truly, it's divine, honestly. For Honorable Dabiri, it's AI that brought me into her world.
So would you say that, how do you stay on, like I said, if I'm thinking AI, you're probably the first person that will come to my mind. Is it intentional for you to, do you have a strategy that you're using to stay on top of people's minds? Is it posting? How you're building your social media strategy, and it's 3 days a week, on this day is carousel, on this day is, do you have a strategy, or has all of this just happened?
Shamefully, no. I need one, which is why my friend Simisola is pulling me by the hair to help me, build all of that structure. And I myself, I know that I need that structure, because that helps me to know what to put out, and it just takes away the churn of every day trying to figure out what to post. So I need it, but currently I don't have that structure. It really is organic. For instance, one morning I was taking a walk. I was walking up a hill, and I remembered one time when I was very low and I was running, and I looked at one hill, and I told myself, if I'm able to make it up the top of that hill without stopping, I will make it out of this. And I ran like my life depended on it. And so walking up another hill, not the same one, reminded me, and that was my post for the day. So, it reminded me of where I was, and, all the things that I've done. When it comes to AI, my AI post, which is what I mostly post about, it's really, if I do something today, I'm like, this is fun.
That's amazing. How will you describe AI in one word today? You kind of said that. Transformational.
Yeah.
What do you think AI will be in 5 years? It's the size. It's the multiple size for me.
AI in 5 years would be a divider.
Like a leveler?
Now it is a leveler.
Explain.
Okay. So there's a term I have for this. I call AI the great leveler today.
Okay.
Because let's talk businesses. A small business can use AI to acquire things that a big business would pay for and can compete on their level. But in the next 5 years, there would be a divide such that it will be economic, it will be all knowledge bound, all kinds of ways, such that the people that figured out AI now, by 2028, they would have gone so far, the market would be so saturated that if you did not figure out your success story by 2028, then it becomes, you start to basically try to work for those people. Because we see AI minting new millionaires every day. Somebody just comes out of the blue, builds an AI that can breathe for you. And the next thing you know, that app is Claude bought it. Somebody bought it, billions of dollars. This is happening. It will get to a time where we either run out of ideas or the market is saturated. So now you can do all of this because there are still ideas, but very soon, with 8.2 billion people in the world, a lot of these ideas will be taken up, and then it will now be really the divide that happened. These people won't be hiring because they used AI to build their business. Wow. So
I never had it said that way.
Yeah.
So should we all be thinking about building something, of being founders? Is that how you think about it? If my goal is to be wealthy,
Not
among
founders,
other things.
but building something, yes. I strongly believe the very first thing you should use AI to do is try to build something for yourself. Except you are just someone who feels like your calling is the corporate world.
Okay.
And there are people like that. They thrive on Wall Street, they thrive in EY, whatever. There are people like that. But as a person who is thinking about, well, I think the first thing you want to do is see, once again, back to the problem that you know a lot about. And maybe that problem, you might be a caterer. So maybe your one is like, tell me how AI concerns cooking. Of course, AI is not going to enter the kitchen to cook with you. But let's see. We have social media, right?
Yep.
You are able to use AI to come up with content ideas, to edit your videos for you, that you are able to post more consistently. Because a lot of people say, I don't like posting, I don't have time to edit. If you really sit down, there are AI tools, and if you want to invest in them, there are AI tools where you can upload your videos, just record them, upload them. It will take the best parts of it, and if you don't even want to post, it will post for you. And you make this just a weekly churn, and it keeps running. You now start getting money. You need to settle your invoices. You need to order this. You have an AI agent that's taking care of financials. An AI agent that's taking care of inventory, telling you, okay, when you cook this, I approximate that you used this much rice and this much, so you are probably low on rice today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were talking, I remember watching a video on Instagram where this content creator clones herself. She has an AI twin. And as much as I know that that's where the world is going, I have a problem with that. Or I don't know how to articulate it, but where is the place of real people? What is the line? Where do we draw the line between, what is the ethics behind it? Again, you might not have the answer, but it's something that I worry about, right? I don't feel, as of right now, I don't feel like I'll be comfortable getting an AI twin and posting it without disclosing
that it's your AI twin.
It's my AI twin and not me. I remember seeing there's a Jewish guy on Instagram that talks about building wealth, and he built a 1 million following in a month, but the whole entire page is AI. Obviously, there's a human behind it, but the whole entire page is AI. We know it's AI, but it's valuable information. We're following. They're selling stuff. So imagine that they made millions in a short time. And I understand where the world is going, but there's a part of me that has not embraced that yet. What do you feel about that? Is it just me taking time to not come to terms with this is the new normal?
So I think it's two things. The first thing is, you said that it is valuable information. That means that there is somewhere, it's not information that no matter how much I prompt Claude, will be able to get from Claude. It will be information that if a financial somebody that works at the top there in the financial industry prompts Claude with, they will get that response from Claude. Just the same way you would get 3 questions from Claude and answer it, but if I prompted it to give me 1 question at a time. So they are able to take that and put that information there. They just don't use their own face. So but it's still their brain work.
Yeah.
It is still their knowledge. So there's one. Number 2, I believe we always have this friction. I think it's the human nature to be scared of and to be resistant to change. If something has happened, for instance, our world was going fine before AI came in. So it's like nothing was broken. What are you fixing? And so it's normal for us to have that resistance to change. But I would say don't stay there for long. Because the reason is this: no matter how loudly we shout, and I applaud people who bring this kind of things to the fore. I believe strongly that when the time comes, I myself would have to sit with the things that I know about how AI functions, and really we talk about it. But like I said, I do not talk about things that I don't have a solution for. However, there is nothing that we can do to change it. it has already started. The moment ChatGPT launched in 2022, and I was one of the first users of ChatGPT. I was doing my MBA that time, so it was my bestie. So the moment ChatGPT became open source to everybody, that anyone that has a phone can get it, there was no pulling that back. We've already started this thing. The only way now is to think about either how you can make it be built safer or how you can benefit from it. So like there are different components to this, right? It's either you're building with it to benefit yourself, you're finding how we can make it be safer. Jeffrey Hinton, who is regarded as one of the godfathers of AI, was saying, please, let us stop innovation. Like, basically begging the big techs, OpenAI, Anthropic, to stop inventing new things until we find safety guardrails for these things. For places like Instagram, it's funny, I was having this conversation with somebody. They know that this thing is AI, but would they stop it? They won't, because
like
then
Instagram as a company.
Instagram as a platform, like, would they stop? No, they won't. Would they say, okay, on our platform, you only post real things? No. They won't limit that, because it's going to take people away from their platform. Somebody is going to see that as a gap and build their own Instagram, and people will go there.
Instagram for AI.
And people will go there. So however you think about it, you can't contain 8.2 billion people. This is where we are. People will build. So it's better if you have and I say this to people who ask questions. I've found myself saying it a lot in Africa. But if you have a question about why don't this person do this, or why doesn't this company, all these people, they are doing, you that is passionate about it, find what you can do about it.
One thing you would tell the version of you who hadn't touched AI yet, what would you tell Lola of 5 years ago?
You better touch it. I was struggling to say that. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was good.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to I think it's going to take a while, so.
Oh, Claude?
Yeah.
What is it trying to build for you?
A
dashboard? We didn't ask you to build a dashboard.
So should I ask for a dashboard?
If you wanted the kind of dashboard, the one that I showed you, yes, but then you have to give it more information. Okay. So I did 3 questions because of time, but yeah, normally you would need. So
tell me, just let's just run through the steps in case someone was watching and they want to get to the end of it. Now it's asking me, do you want my help to design that? Obviously, there's text before it, but it's asking, do you want my help to design that? So what am I building? A dashboard?
So the text before it should include, so what that is would be in the text. Okay. So that way you can say, okay, what is, is it building a document that has your list of priorities? So that's the answer. But if you want a dashboard that, basically tells you everything we described. So let's say best case scenario, you want a dashboard that tells you all the things based on your priorities that you need to do and reminds you to do them. The first thing you would do is you would tell, well, for the reminder part, we'll see. You maybe might need to vibe code an app for that. But the first thing you would do is you would ask it, 3 questions are not enough for it to get into your head and figure it out. So you tell it to ask you all the questions that it needs to, and ask you one at a time, so you can give it all the information, all the context that it needs to help you build a dashboard that tracks. And then you can tell it the requirements for your dashboard. For my dashboard, I told it I want 1 week sprints. So every sprint starts on Monday, ends on Sunday. What are we? What am I doing on each day, and all of that. For me, so basically you tell it based on your priority, it should suggest what you should do for each day. Put a checkbox so that you can check it off. Make sure that it saves information, because if Claude builds it for you, the first thing it will do is, so if you close it and you open it again, anything that you ticked will not be ticked anymore. So you have to tell it. You have to tell it to save your information. I also put something there for myself. If I finish a sprint, I have like a list of rewards. So if I finish a sprint, I take 1 reward. Or if I finish a big milestone, I have my milestone list as well. Now for the notification part, that is where building, which I cannot share here, but that's where building, because it's quite a lot of steps. But as we're building the whole thing with that comes on your WhatsApp is the other way you can do it is you can take all the information that Claude has given you, the dashboard, everything. Actually, you can even copy the HTML. So if you build on Claude, you see that section where you can either see the UI, or you can go to the back and copy the code and take that to Lovable or whatever vibe coding tool that you use, and tell Lovable, hey, I want to build this. I want an app that sends me notifications, blah, blah, blah. You build it on Lovable, and you make sure that you tell Lovable to make it a progressive web app.
What does that mean?
What that means is that you can download it on your phone without it being in Apple Store or Google Play. So you can so you look at your web app, you see 5 notifications. You open the app, so it will build it, and then on your phone you can download it and get those notifications.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show. This has been very good. I'm really excited for you. Where can people find you? Let's say someone wants to learn about what you do, or there's an executive, a business owner that has heard what you've said and they want to get in touch with you. Where is the best place for them to find you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn or Instagram. LinkedIn, I go by Lola Adey. Instagram, the Lola Adey. My website for Nard AI is nardai.co. Vibe Code Africa is Vibe Code Africa everywhere. And then our website is vibecodeafrica.com. So any of these ways, you can send me a message on any of these platforms, and I'll get to it. So, but social media would be the way to reach out to me.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good session. I hope people listening find it useful as well. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing all your knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you.